Welcome back to Hope for Humanity, and today we're going to be talking about Malawi, the second country in exploring Africa. And this country may not be known as much as its surrounding countries, but hopefully this video will help you understand that Malawi is every bit as great as them. And just some quick facts, Malawi is bordered by three countries, Tanzania, Mozambique, and Zambia. And also, you should note that a large part of the eastern part of Malawi lies on the Lake Malawi, which many rely on for resources and just a really cool place in general. And we'll be talking about this lake later in the video. The country is 45,853 square miles and has a population of more than 20 million people. And I guess you could compare the land area of Malawi to half of that of Romania. Unfortunately, when talking about the life expectancy of Malawi, it's difficult to give an answer that is agreed universally. This is because the CIA Factbook places the life expectancy of Malawi at 73 years for 2024 data, while practically all other sources put the life expectancy below 65 years, which can be an almost 10-year gap. So that's kind of confusing. And also, when talking about when Malawi became a country, it became a country in 1964 and gained independence from Great Britain. When talking about Malawi's flag, I'm actually quite a fan of it because I like just how it looks. And the flag colors of Malawi is green, red, and black. The capital of Malawi is Lilongwe and is the larger of two main urban areas in Malawi with approximately 1.276 million people living in Lilongwe. Blantyre is the second biggest city with more than 1 million inhabitants and is another urban center of Malawi. However, much of the country is not urban, with only 18% of the country's population living in urban areas as of 2023. Okay, so now as I said before, I'm going to talk about Malawi's very important natural resource, Lake Malawi. This large lake is important to locals because it gives them many opportunities to have access to jobs and food. This lake also hosts populations of land animals around the water, but when talking about what's inside the lake, there's even more to learn about. Lake Malawi is home to the most species of fish out of any lake in the world. The diversity of fish is credited by numerous documents about the country, and these fish include hundreds and hundreds of beautifully colored and adapted species that roam throughout the river. The numerous species of kitchlids are among the most notable, with considerable portions of the known populations on Earth living in Lake Malawi. The biodiversity is stunning, but wouldn't you be surprised if I told you that there's more to the lake? In fact, a designated national park is built for Lake Malawi with the straightforward name of Lake Malawi National Park. This UNESCO heritage site is known for containing the beautiful clear water lake with all its fish, its peaceful surrounding with rugged landscapes, and its overall beauty. And amidst the greatness, unfortunately, an issue is evident in these waters. Due to fishing practices that harm fish and other fish harming activities and harmful occurrences like overfishing, populations of certain fish species in Lake Malawi are dwindling. And if we don't protect the fish in a way that's a win-win for everyone, the now beautifully biodiverse lake may lose some of its fish population. Nevertheless, Lake Malawi and its surroundings are a great place to experience Malawi's largely unheard of beauty just in the blind spot of Western media. And more about nature, designated national parks are in Malawi so that tourists can enjoy the animals that live there. And a variety of game animals can be found in Malawi, just like a lot of other African tourism centers like Kenya and Tanzania. And talking more about landscapes, Malawi is covered with a gorgeous landscape with rolling hills, mountains, and bodies of water. All of this considered, plus the fact that Malawi is known to be a relatively peaceful country, makes me strongly believe that the country of Malawi as a whole is underrated. In addition to the amazingness of Malawi, the condition that Malawi is in is also unknown to many. Nearly all sources agree that Malawi has a high rates of malnutrition and poverty, and these are issues that a percentage of the population face. And however, these issues are highly solvable with adequate resources and external help. So there's hope for this problem. And apart from this, literacy is decent but can definitely be improved greatly. And the country is pretty peaceful, with crime and instability not being particularly concerning in Malawi. The country is also in the malaria zone in Africa, having consistent cases each year. Safety efforts and enhanced medical facilities can definitely aid this problem. However, this shouldn't be preventing you from visiting the country, as it is a beautiful display of cultures, nature, and scenery. The final part of this video will be about the cool places in Malawi, which there are a lot of. As I already mentioned, Lake Malawi National Park seems like a nice place with the Lake Malawi, which we already talked about, along with scenic surroundings, peaceful shores, and biodiversity. Additionally, reserves and national parks like the Majete Game Reserve can be found throughout Malawi. Hosting the big five animals and many more, the Majete Reserve is a nice view of Eastern African wildlife. The advantage here, however, is that unlike other game reserves and national parks in highly touristed countries in Africa, the ones in Malawi are certainly not over-touristed, meaning that you could have a more wholesome experience here. Additionally, this reserve has been associated with efforts of increasing the population of animals whose populations were previously dwindling and seriously endangered by human activity. Among the many national parks is the Liwonde National Park, which is another experience to enjoy the variety of Eastern African savanna animals. The biodiversity of these parks are notable, with many different species calling the savannas of Africa home. Keep in mind that there's also a whole bunch more of wildlife viewing spots in Malawi, including in the capital city of Malawi, which is Lilongwe. The eastern Great Rift Valley cuts through the country, yielding many physical features. In fact, Lake Malawi is a physical feature within the rift. Regions of high mountains and plateaus can also be seen in Malawi. Mount Mulanje rises up over 9,000 feet, and plateaus are scattered across parts of the country, giving it a beautiful scenery. Malawi also has a small little island called Lakoma Island in Lake Malawi. This peaceful piece of land is surrounded by beaches and nature, the gorgeous country. Given this, I would say that there's little reason to not want to visit Malawi because it's a gorgeous country that offers so much. Also, with tourists visiting Malawi, they can be fueling the tourism industry, which many people can be helped from the added funds. This is a win-win for everyone. And hopefully later, our channel can contribute to Malawi's growth. And I hope you learned a lot about the amazing country of Malawi, and until next time, this is Hope for Humanity.